Hi, it's Jan Peter again with yet another trash pick that I made, or a coworker of mine made and gave this to me. He found this turntable. Yeah, it's quite a nice looking MIDI sized record player, I guess. It's a bit dirty, but yeah. Let's see if it still works, or if it doesn't work, if we can repair it. So as you can see here, it's a stereo full automatic turntable system PX-E855, and I asked Google. There is a version of this that has a built-in preamplifier, so you can hook it up to an aux input or a CD input or just your normal line level input on your stereo, and you don't need a dedicated phono input. Would be a handy little addition for my setup here if this was working on a line level input. So let's see about that. So at first I'm gonna have a look here. It even came with this little, I like to say puck, this adapter for the 7-inch records, singles. Yeah. And yeah, this definitely needs some cleaning. It almost looks as if like there's sand on there or something like that. Definitely nothing you want to have on your records. Yeah, otherwise this looks quite good. Let's see. Usually you can take the whole ladder off here. There's a little lock ring there. We have to remove that. So I guess I'm just gonna get under this with the screwdriver. Remove it. This is plastic. It's nothing too fancy, but it's gonna do the job, I guess. Hello? At some point I'm gonna have to buy a dedicated pair of lock ring pliers for these jobs. So there we go. But the screwdriver thing does the trick most of the time. So this should now just lift out and yes. Oh, yes it does with some force. And there's the belt for the belt drive. This is really, it's nothing fancy at all. So let's see. It's an automatic turntable, so it has all the mechanics to start and stop. You see the tone arm. It should move to the center now. Yeah, and it just stops because there's no record on here, and I think I'm gonna hook it up and see if the motor is spinning. I guess we'll remove this whole yeah, it just slides out, so I'm gonna remove it. So let's see. Oh. Now, the motor is spinning. Makes a bit of noise there. 33, 45. The motor sounds a bit noisy to my ears. There's some rubber rings under there, so this doesn't make too much of a noise. There's an on-off switch here. This is probably quite a sure indication of a preamp being somewhere in here that I can turn on and off with this switch here, I guess. So yeah, but hey, let's see what it does if the turntable's on there. So I'm doing it wrong. Usually what you're gonna do is to attach it around here. Which is not that easy, but it's gonna do. And it's the right size. If it stays on there, but it's not too tight, then it's approximately the right size most of the time. And you see that there's these little windows here, which you can then just put it on there, and you can grab the little. So you are grabbing the belt and just putting it over the spindle of the motor there. And now we have it reattached to the motor. So let's see. Let's put this on give this some power again. And I guess I'm gonna put a record on, just so in case the needle is still good, which I don't think, because nobody throws away such a thing with a good needle, I guess. I'm gonna use a vinyl single I found in the trash earlier, together with the oscilloscope I showed in the last video, or in one of the last videos. I'm gonna link that in there, in the info section. And yeah, this is a vinyl single that I found near the oscilloscope. So I'm gonna use this puck here, and I'm gonna set it to 17 centimeters, which is 7 inches. And I'm just gonna, this being an automatic turntable, I'll probably just have to, yeah, push start. Yeah, this seems to work all right. Look at that. Yeah, and you can even hear the music. So there's nothing horribly wrong with this. I'll have to clean this, I don't know, slip mat? Is that the correct term? This thing here. I'll just clean it with some soapy water, I guess. Let's see what it does if you cut. It behaves as it should. Nice. Seems to be working turntable so far, so what else to check? The preamp. We could check if the preamp's still working. So in order to quickly test the preamp, I have this hooked up to my little studio monitor speakers here, which are active speakers, so they have a line level input. They are nothing fancy, but they are quite good for video editing and stuff, so that the sound is not too far off. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and play this record for you through these speakers, I guess. And if this really has a working preamp in it, it should just sound reasonably normal, I guess. I don't know about the state of the needle yet, but there's gonna be music, and it's gonna be recognizable as such, I would say. Yeah, this seems to work. So I'm gonna cut this to don't get into trouble. So yeah, there's definitely a preamp in there, and it's working reasonably well. The needle seems to be still alright. I'm gonna have to give this a listen with something that I know better than this dirty found record here. And I'm gonna clean the needle and lubricate some of the gears here, and then this is a nice little turntable. So in order to clean the little needle here, I'm gonna use, I'm gonna put it up, and I'm gonna use this needle cleaning lubricant, which is, I guess it's basically some fat solvent like alcohol or stuff like that, and something else. Works quite well, and it comes with this little brush so that you can apply it to the needle like this. And make sure you always go into the same direction the record would go on the needle while cleaning it. So yeah, you can hear that it's still active. The sound is coming over the speakers still. So that's our needle cleaned. I let it dry, and yeah, then we'll listen to some music, I guess. So let's try this with a little record that I recorded when I was still in the recording business. I had a little studio, and yeah, these are basically friends of mine that I recorded there with a little 7-inch single that they they released in 2005, I guess. I don't quite remember. I think there's an inlay. Yeah. 2005 it was. Quite a nice little single they did. Recorded and mixed by me and my friend Toby, who I was running the studio with. So I know how this is supposed to sound. Not one of the greatest recordings, but it'll do. And it's also a 45, so I switched into 45 mode. Let's hear it. So it seems to me like maybe it's running a bit fast, and yeah, I don't quite know if it's the right tempo there. And I also feel it's a bit fluctuating, the tempo. So yeah, I'll most definitely have to clean up the motor shaft there and the gears and lubricate them. And yeah, maybe that's all that's wrong. The preamp seems to work fine. The sound is really crisp and clear. The needle is not that great, I suppose, but it does the trick still. And you get needles nowadays for even the strangest turntables around, I guess, because of the sudden rise of the vinyl record that, it outperformed the CD sales and the digital sales, I guess, some days ago as well. So, yeah. No, I won't go into that. So I'm liking vinyl quite a lot, and I'm quite happy about being such a big hype at the moment. And I'm gonna make some videos on turntables and how to adjust them and stuff like that, I guess, because there's a lot of people out there who have turntables for the first time now and don't know shit about it, basically. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna show them a bit around with how to do it. This is there's not much to adjust on this because, yeah, it's basically a cheap plastic one. But as soon as you can adjust the weight and the anti-skating and stuff like that, it's gonna get complicated. Yeah. So to avoid damage to this tone arm here, I'm gonna use this little cable tie to wrap it down, I guess, so it won't be damaged when I turn this around, which I'm gonna do in a second, and to see what's under there. Take this off again, I guess. I can always. Hey, and look at that. Here's our speed adjustment for the 33 and the 45. Little screw holes there. Here's our, I think this is probably for the automatic to set the point where the needle drops on the record and where it returns the red. It seems to be easy to get in there, I guess, so I think let's just take it off anyway and see what's in there. The design is it's really flimsy compared to a real turntable. But that should maybe, yeah, I can now just lift off the whole back plate. Yeah, and there's not much in there. So here's the switches that are basically mechanically connected with these wires here to the mechanics. I think I'm gonna lubricate this with some silicone grease. All the plastic parts seem to be... Yeah, there's some grease on there, but it's quite dry. So basically what I'm gonna do is to clean it off with some alcohol and then lubricate it with some silicone grease, which is perfect for this, I guess. Look at that. This is our little preamp board. Let's have a look at that. So here's our little preamp board. Let's take it out and have a look. There's only 2 screws. And this might be interesting, I guess, because yeah, there we go. Ah, there's the switch that switches this board on or off. Little package there. Single inline package. Sorry, I was looking for the word in my head there. Yeah, a bit of hot snot to secure all the wires. Some little electrolytics here. Some caps, and yeah, that's basically it. This is our flimsy little power supply with a 1000 microfarads, and it was made in 89, 15th week of 89. Quite recent compared to the stuff I get otherwise here. So yeah, that's neat, I guess. So first of all, some contact cleaner on the little speed switch here. This wire here, it's not very nicely done because it was on the pole here, and probably there was a screw that pressed it. Not so good. Not very thoroughly thought through and not very nicely designed. So I'm going to use some alcohol and clean off the gears here, I guess. Use some this, so I'm turning the gears here from the other side to reach it all, I guess. So now I'm basically going in there and removing the old stuff to then apply some of this, which is silicone grease. Put a bit of it on the teeth of the little gears here, so they will run smoothly. And here's also something easy. So, and I'm gonna put a little drop of oil down the motor shaft here, I guess. So I can't find any proper oil, so I'm just using what I have here, which is the Caramba. And it's basically put it in there and clean off give it some turns there so it flows inside. I think I'm also gonna give this a little drop here. nice and smooth. I'm gonna clean this rubber slip mat here with some soapy water in the bathroom. So, I've seen that before. Screwdriver. Put this over there. And I'm gonna put this on there. So then I'm gonna put a record on again. So yeah, this seems to be a working turntable. It sounds quite okay, I guess. And yeah, basically that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.